keep the music.
Yeah,
They're dealing with the truth that they've been caught in lesbianism. They're dealing with the truth that they've been caught drinking, smoking, having illicit sex. They've been caught with prostitutes. They've been caught in adultery. They've been caught fornicating. And now they're at a place where their reputation is possibly ruined, or people will not allow them to come out of, or not come out of, but allow them to heal from their mistakes. What would you say to someone who's dealing with a rumor, but yet I would like to call it the truth?
I want to say faith. You know, faith is an intangible. It's the things not seen, but you know, it's still there. You know, the woman at the well, she had a reputation for being I want to say a fornicator, but she had a reputation. She had so many husbands and all this. In Christ came and said, I mean, where's your husband? I think he said, I'm not married, or I'm not sure, I can't remember how it goes, but her reputation preceded her, you know, but Christ said, well, he took her for what she was. And that's what, I mean, men could be, they could be your best friend one moment, but they could be your worst enemy the next. You know, they could pull you up and they punch you in the back of your head when they pull you up. So they're doing equal amount of damage, a double helix. You know, so you can't look to men, you can't lean on man's shoulders. Man doesn't have an understanding, they don't think as God thinks. And that's when I had a debate with one of my friends say, no, God isn't just. And I tore that down. I said, I'm going to tell you what, God is just. We don't think, God doesn't think like we do because we can't comprehend God's thoughts. You know, if God would send one of his thoughts into our minds would explode looking like the brains, you know. So, I mean, you have to allow that person to grow. You know, that's why I'm saying, you know, the truth, you know, or Tye Tribbett and Kirk Franklin, whatever sins that people may go through or have, we're all human. We're all human beings. We're all wrapped in flesh. You know, we're all going to have those shortcomings, but we have to allow them to heal. If we don't allow them to heal, then we're killing them. You know, then our blood's going to be accountable. You killed my servant. We're about to be judged. You know, you killed my servant. That's what Christ is going to tell us when he's judging us. You didn't allow my servant to heal. You were supposed to be his brother in Christ or his sister in Christ. But instead of being there and strengthening your brother and sister in Christ, you killed them. Because you didn't allow them to heal from this situation, from their sinful situation, and let them come out and be stronger in this, so that way they can be a light to the world for his glory. You know, so that's what people have to understand. Like, we can't be so holy and walk in such a high spiritual place that we can't allow ourselves to get our hands dirty and help our brother up. You know, we can't forget where we came from, and that's just not from a situation like, oh, I came from the ghetto. No, it's for your lifestyle. You know, I've been living in church for a long time, but I haven't forgotten the things I've done. You know, my record isn't, you know, squeaky clean. You know, it's got some blemishes, it's got some spots, and I'm sure the church as a whole has got some spots and wrinkles. But Christ is able to iron that out, but we have to allow him to do that. You know, so it's just a matter of that. You know, so just allowing our brothers and sisters to heal in Christ, so that way the whole body as a whole of Christ can heal. You know, once we all start working, if a bone is broken, we have to allow it to heal so that we can become stronger. We don't allow it to heal, it'll never heal. And then, you know, you just have a broken piece in the body. And then the body of Christ can't function like that. You know, next thing we have a whole body that's broken.
I want to end with this last brief statement or choice of words that our guest tonight, Bree, said that you may be dealing with a situation where your reputation precedes you. And for many people, that's actually a reality, that I've made so many mistakes in my life that before I can step a foot up or before I can do anything with myself, people are already talking. Before I can